Yeah. Let's try to get down to the root of consciousness, all right? All right? If, and I believe it is a phenomenon outside of the brain, which the brain or the mind then receives, then what we are experiencing is a combination of the physical apparatus with the immaterial phenomena called consciousness. In which case, and of course I've said this before, we are beyond this life, as it were. And I believe the only reason we don't or are unaware of this great consciousness is because of the limitation of the brain. Now, what the question really is without the brain, after death, are we aware of this consciousness? Or, is the question really ends up being, is it like when we're asleep and there is an absolute absence? Of course, even if it were, it would be peaceful, wouldn't it? It would be peaceful, wouldn't it? It would be as peaceful as sleep. But the question ultimately is, do we have life after death in the sense of consciousness? Is the consciousness, without a mind, without a brain to perceive it, or perceive reality in general, does the consciousness have some kind of, I don't know how to really, obviously it wouldn't be perception. Maybe it could be perception. I don't know. I just flicked my nose right there. That might be a sign. Who knows? But because really ultimately it is a question of, obviously we're not going to remember something that didn't happen to us as a human being, but as a being, we can't remember what didn't happen to us. It's a fantastic concept. Do we have life after death? Of course, it's not going to be this. It's not going to be this mind that will be living afterwards. And in fact, this personality may be completely gone after death. Because really this personality is irrelevant. What's relevant is the witness. And without the mind, is the witness aware, is the question. Or does the awareness come with the consciousness and somehow interact with the perceptions? These questions are obviously these are as deep and as old as the mind itself, I would guess. However, I think they are answerable. I believe them to be answerable simply because I think that, or I in my intuition's feeling, it seems plausible that consciousness in death is a waking up, as it were. We wake up. But this is a dream, in a way, of course. What is a dream? It's a word. Dream is a word. Wake up is a word. But as it seems, the experience of waking up is what we will similarly experience in death. Like when I wake up from a dream, I wake up to reality saying, of course, of course, of course, this, of course this, of course this reality. As though, as though there could be nothing else. And perhaps it is the same when we die, we wake up to, of course this, as though there could be no other reality. And perhaps after that consciousness also dies, there is yet another awakening, or perhaps even a rebirth. And at that point it may not be of course, it may be a birth, like it is with us. Regardless, I had a thought, and it left me, but things are usually as they are with us. To know us, to know our reality, is to know the universe itself. That's why I believe it's knowable. That's why I really do believe it is knowable. Because I believe I am knowable. I believe if no one else, I am knowable. Pussifer rocks.